A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, Look for number one.
Griffin really is into numbers and ABCs. Probably from the time he was maybe 20 months, he was able to write his name and write like 3-letter words. Right now he's reading at a 2nd grade level and he's 3.5 years old. He can say the alphabet backwards. He can count to 100. Although it can be obsessive and we have to control the situation, that's a joy he finds, is letters and numbers and spelling things.
G, E, F, G, H.
Oh, maybe don't touch your lip.
C, Y,
I don't know where the Z's at. I think we lost it.
Here, go.
What his pediatrician noticed right away is that Griffin was not responding to his name or would not share eye contact. We were referred to the Autism Diagnostic Clinic through Children's Hospital, which Autism Action Partnership helps fund.
Our clinic has a very vital role of a family advocate, and this is where the AAP really steps in and helps provide the funding for that provider. This advocate not only meets the child in clinic that day, but also will follow up with the family in the weeks to come to make sure that their first steps after being diagnosed are the most advantageous to that child.
I still consider him somewhat nonverbal. I mean, although he can read and he can spell 3-letter words, he is not able to have a two-way conversation by any means. I think one of the reoccurring questions that I have in my mind ongoing is, am I doing enough? Am I doing enough to help him? Am I doing enough to give him the life he needs with having autism? It's your child's care. It's left in your hands what you should do for them. And when it's a diagnosis like autism and you know nothing about it, it's a challenge. It's been a challenge to figure out what therapy and what's right for Griffin.
Some of these families feel a guilt of, if there's something available, I should be doing it, whether that service is incredibly expensive or something that's provided by the community. It's very difficult to know where to draw those lines.
I also have a lot of thoughts about when Griffin does start school full-time. Are kids going to accept him? Is he going to be bullied? You know, I think as a parent, you think of that stuff all the time and you just worry and you want to keep them home and you want to keep them under your wing forever and you just can't do that. I quite often think about what's going to happen to Griffin once I'm gone and not around to help him. I know that's further down the road, but it's a scary thought. I'm glad that Griffin has a younger brother, that because I think one day his brother Xander is going to have to be there for him and guide him through some things, especially when I'm no longer here. And I have some guilt about that. But now they're just two little boys that like to wrestle and roll around on the ground and fight and play and all that good stuff.
AAP provides a vast menu of services to families who have autism.
They have events and resources and just other ways to connect with professionals and with families that are dealing with autism. It's always nice when organizations like AAP offer a free family night out. I mean, because it's free, you're able to reallocate that money to something else like therapy for your child.
Not only are they helping our clinic from the early diagnosis stages, but I know they're also helping families along that walk of getting speech services, OT services, PT services, working with the schools, working with older children to get into a work environment. They're really covering the gamut for autism services.
Circle of Friends is a group and club at our school where we interact and get to know students with autism. We make friends, we do different activities, and we just get to really be friends with them and get to know their interests. So like at lunch and stuff, I see them wandering and I just say, "Hi, how's your day? You know, do you have a place to sit?" And if they don't, then come invite them to sit with me and just make sure that they're comfortable and that people are acting good towards them.
Like they have people they can actually talk to and have friends instead of just feeling alone. It's great to be able to talk with them, socialize. It's just great to be able to have that diversity in your school.
I think the benefits of having Circle of Friends at Papio South is to make people more aware and to make sure that these kids are comfortable. I think that these kids may not always be seen, but I think that it's very important for them to be seen and to be recognized.
There was a huge gap in providing services for individuals who aren't through the K-12 school system. At that point, AAP and UNO collaborated to create Transitions, which is focused on helping young adults 18 to 25 develop and refine their social skills. We work with typically developing peers to help practice and provide outlets to practice social skills in situations that everyone practices their social skills.
I got a scholarship here at the college, the Jim and Shirley Young Scholarship. I studied studio art at school and took a lot of different art classes, drawing courses, painting, digital media. I want to pursue a career in graphic design. Transitions program has definitely helped me in college. I established a lot of great relationships with wondrous people here in the program. Those relationships help you in college. I mean, you can trust them to help you along when you encounter some hardships. Just the overall sense of accomplishment, I guess, is what I enjoy about art. I mean, you have these ideas in your mind, and sometimes you just want to convey those into reality in some way. I mean, kind of make a contribution, I guess.
Through organizations like Autism Action Partnership, you're linked to just a huge network of support, and part of that is just meeting other families that are affected by autism. There's a great and powerful support system out there for families with autism, and it's other families with autism. That's been really helpful, is just meeting other families that are going through what we're going through. Some of those individuals I've met because of Autism Action Partnership and the events that they plan. I can't imagine if that didn't exist. We wouldn't be where we are today with Griffin, and he's thriving, he's successful. He's a happy little boy, and I think that is due in part to organizations like AAP.
Hi, Griffin Lee. We're waiting for you to come out. You don't want to come out. So we're gonna go in and get you. Love you.
When you were born, that was my very first miracle. I remember all of your milestones. When you first rolled over and when you first sat up. When you took your very first steps, you, my son, were ready to take on the world. I remember when you first smiled back at me, I felt like we connected.
Griffin. Griffin.
I don't know why God chose you to have autism. I've just come to the realization that that's your calling. To teach others that autism is just another way of looking at the world. A different way of embracing your surroundings and making sense of things. I think about your future every day. I think about what you'll be like when you're 10 years old, when you're 18, when you're an adult. I worry how others will treat you, if they'll accept you. But no matter how many people doubt you or misunderstand you, be proud of your differences. Be proud of who you are. We have a long road to travel, but know that you'll never be alone. I'll be by your side, holding your hand, always and forever. I love you, Griffin.